Okay, so this very strange thing just happened a few hours ago where a couple prominent figures in America and the world were hacked on Twitter, and they told people that if they gave them Bitcoin, they would send it back and double it. So if you gave them $100 of Bitcoin, they would send it back and double it, give you $200. Some of the people that were attacked or whatever, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. There are probably potentially others that could have been compromised. It looks like Jeff Bezos, Mike Bloomberg, Kanye West, as well as Apple, Bitcoin.org, Coinbase, and Ripple. It looks like they were all hacked. So what happened was basically the tweet would read out, "I'm giving back to my community due to COVID-19. All Bitcoin sent to my address below will be sent back doubled. If you send 1,000, I will send back 2,000. And only do this for the next 30 minutes. Enjoy." And then the Bitcoin address was put there. Now, obviously, to fall for something like this, you'd have to be somebody that's desperate. And I think that this is a larger issue. Obviously, I'm trying to make a mountain out of a molehill right now, but I listen to this and I read this and I saw a tweet from Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, really prominent tech YouTuber. If you don't know who he is, he's awesome. He's awesome. He's an awesome guy. I'm better than Matt Goff, but he's an awesome guy. But he tweeted, "Don't send Bitcoins to random people, basically, to strangers." And I think that the larger issue here is that people are willing to do anything for a quick buck. And they'll do anything to get a potential reward. If you send somebody $100, you get $200 back. And when I hear something like this happen on Twitter where a bunch of prominent figures were hacked, when I saw this, I'm like, duh, that's a scam. It didn't even register to me because it was so obviously a scam. Nothing in this world is free, but people want it to be free. So I think that this exposes something a little bit larger. Twitter, you gotta figure out a way to protect large celebrity accounts. That's insane. Twitter, get on that as soon as possible. I don't know how you do it. Maybe you develop some sort of pin for the people that are prominent figures that are verified. I don't know how you do it. Twitter, figure it out. But I think it exposes a larger issue that people in this country suck with money. If you were good with money and you were financially stable and financially secure, the last thing you would do is send Barack Obama $20 and expect to get 40 in return, because that makes no sense. Logically speaking, that's stupid. That wouldn't make any sense. Why do they only deal in Bitcoin, for one? And two, why are they just going to give random strangers money? It's too easy to scheme and scam and beat it. You just borrow $500 from a friend, you get an additional $500 back, give that person $500, and you made $500. It makes no sense. Logically speaking, duh, you don't send that to somebody, especially a stranger. But I think it exposes a little bit of a larger issue that people in this country want things for free and they're not willing to work for it. You'd have to be a total dimwit to fall for this, but people fell for it. I think somewhere $40,000 was sent. I'm sure probably more will be found out that it was sent to different accounts or something. In order to fall for something like this, you'd have to be maybe a little dim, but really you have to be desperate. And to get to a point where you're so desperate that you believe stuff like this on Twitter is scary. And it shows that in this country, there is a group of people, I don't know if it's a large percentage or a small percentage, I'm pretty sure it's large, that are desperate for money because they are so bad with it that they will be willing to send somebody $100. And like it's the Nigerian prince thing. Send me $50,000, and once I become a Nigerian prince, I'll send you your portion of my wealth. $10 million, $20 million. You have to be stupid to fall for it then. You have to be stupid to fall for it now. But really what you have to be is desperate for that kind of money. If you had a plan in place that you were going to put your money in a specific spot that was going to grow no matter what, you wouldn't sacrifice short-term performance for long-term gains. You wouldn't give somebody $100 expecting to get $200 because you know that that's stupid. Because you know that if you invest $100 in 20 years, you'll get 250 back or whatever the math may be. But people are not willing to think that far ahead because it's easier to think in the here and the now. I think what I've learned through my life through the last 3, 4, 5 years when I've really started to try to take control and think for myself is that everybody wants to take the easy path. It's that Robert Frost quote where there are two roads diverge in a wood and I took the road less traveled and that has made all the difference or whatever. It's that. The one road that everybody travels on that's beaten down and is wide open and clear as day, that path is a short-term gains path, and it leads to nothing. But the long-term path that nobody really takes, it's a little bit less, there's leaves on it covering it up, maybe a little bit more difficult to find. That path, when you get on that path, it leads towards something, your end goal. And this is more than just finances, this is more than just anything, really, relationship. It shows a broader thought in America that getting it now and getting it quick is better, which is why credit cards are so popular, which is why debt is so popular, because debt is the fastest way to get something. I can afford a Tesla. It's $820 a month payment. I looked it up. I'm interested. I'm not going to buy it. I'm just interested because it's interesting. And with the amount of money I make and the amount of money my wife makes, we could make those payments consistently. Does that mean I can actually afford it? No, but I could technically afford it in the way that we think of being able to afford something, being able to afford the payments on something. And that, I think, is the broader issue here, is that they're not willing to give up what they want today, right now, at this exact moment, for something down the line. Again, I would love a nicer place to live, but I know that if I can sacrifice a little bit in the short term, and I can sacrifice on a worse car, and a worse phone, and a worse computer, and a worse camera, and a worse this, and a worse that, in the future I'll be able to buy whatever I want, whenever I want, because I will have sacrificed in the short term. This obviously can go too far and too extreme, and you have to find the balance for yourself and what makes you happy. And I think it's always going to be sort of a moving target, because as things change in your life, you're going to want to spend money on certain things and not spend money on other things. You're going to have to just balance that. But I think if you can take one thing from this video, it's sacrifice short-term for long-term gains. Sacrifice today for performance tomorrow. I think that that's how this country was built, really, is with everybody. They were willing to sacrifice at the time to make it better for the future. And I think that in society today, we've sort of forgotten those ideals, that it's not necessarily about you today, it's about you tomorrow and the children of tomorrow, and sacrificing for them and changing things for them, for the better for them. But people are really concerned with themselves, and they're really concerned with the here and now, and not really willing to sacrifice. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you didn't send any money to Bill Gates on Twitter in hopes to get a few quick bucks. If you did and you watched this video, you gotta watch more videos just like this one, because man, you need it. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Peace out.